Now we have to study separation of mixtures. So we have three types of mixtures to study and how we can separate the constituent of that mixture. So we have mixture of two solids, mixture of solid and liquid, and mixture of two liquids. And we also have mixture of separation of gases. But in short, these are the three main types of mixture that we have to separate. So how can we separate mixture of two solids? There are three types: by sublimation, using magnet, and using proper solvent. By using these three ways, we can separate the mixture of two solids. Now mixture of solid and liquid. So there are 6 methods to separate the mixture of solid and liquid: filtration, centrifugation, evaporation, crystallization, chromatography, distillation. By these 6 ways we can separate solid and liquid from its mixture. And last type is mixture of two liquids. When two liquids mix together, how can we separate them? By using two ways, using method of fractional distillation, and second one is separating funnel. So this is the flow chart that we are going to study, what actually we have to study. Now we have to start with the various methods for separation. So first method we have to study, that is the sublimation. So first we should know what is sublimation. So if we take the simple example of camphor, if we take the camphor and if we hit the camphor, camphor directly get converted into the gaseous state. So the process by which solid directly get converted into gaseous state, it doesn't enter into the liquid state. Directly from solid, it will directly get converted into the gaseous state where heat is provided. That process is called as the sublimation. So what are the sublimentary substances? Camphor, anthracene, iodine, NH4Cl means ammonium chloride. So these are the sublimentary substances, or naphthalene balls, that is also the sublimentary substance. So when we hit these substances like camphor and anthracene and naphthalene balls, they directly get converted into the gaseous state. But see, sublimation is physical change, means when we heat these substances, when we cool them again, they get converted into the original substances. Sublimation is not chemical change. Generally student ask, when paper is burned, it get converted into gaseous state. That is chemical change. Sublimation is physical change. So when we heat the camphor or ammonium chloride, it will go into gaseous state. But if we cool that gaseous substances, again we get the original substances. So sublimation is physical change. Now we have to study how can we separate the substances by using the method of sublimation. Now if you are given a mixture of sand and ammonium chloride, so there are two substances, one is sand and other one is NH4Cl, ammonium chloride. So you are provided with the mixture of sand and ammonium chloride. In these two substances, one of the substance is sublimentary substance. So ammonium chloride is supplementary substance and sand is not supplementary substance, and you are asked to separate it. So you can use the method of sublimation. For the sublimation, this is the setup. So here we have the china dish, and here we have inverted funnel. Here we have cotton ball, and here it is stand, and we are providing heat through the burner. Now here in the dish we have taken what? Mixture of sand and ammonium chloride. Now see, when we are going to heat this mixture, this ammonium chloride is supplementary substance. So now it is in the gas, first it is in the solid state, and when we heat it, this solid ammonium chloride will get converted into the fumes. So it will get evaporated. And here we have attached the end of the inverted funnel with the cotton ball. So we will not allow these fumes to escape. So these fumes of the ammonium chloride only, sand remain as it is. The fumes of ammonium chloride will come here, and when we stop heating, these fumes again get converted into the crystals of the this ammonium chloride, and crystals of the ammonium chloride will settle here. So here we have mixtures of sand and ammonium chloride. There is no effect of heat on the sand, so sand remain as it is. Ammonium chloride, which is first in solid state, due to the heat it will get sublimate, and after the sublimation fumes will come here. After the stopping of heating, then what will happen, these crystals of ammonium chloride will settle on the sides of the funnel. So by this method we can separate the mixture of sand and ammonium chloride. So this method is called as the sublimation. Second method to separate two solid, that is using magnet. So we know this method we can use for the mixture which have magnetic substances. So we know iron, cobalt, nickel, these are some of the magnetic substances. So if you are given a mixture of magnetic substance with any other substance, then you can use the method of using magnet. So if you are given the mixture of, for example, if you are given the mixture of sulfur powder and iron fillings, sulfur is non-magnetic, iron is magnetic. So sulfur powder will not get attract to the magnet, but iron fillings will get attract to the magnet. So here in the dish we have mixture of sulfur powder and iron fillings, and we will move magnet. So by moving a magnet, what will happen? Iron fillings will get attracted towards the magnet, and sulfur powder remain in the dish as it is. So by using a method of using a magnet, we can separate this mixture. Now third method for separation of two solids. We are first have the mixture of two solids. So these three methods are for the separation of the mixture of two solids. So third method for separation of two solids is using proper solvent. For example, if we are given a mixture of sugar and sand, so we know sugar is soluble in water, sand is not soluble in water. So we have to use a proper solvent, the solvent in which one of the constituent can soluble. Both constituents should not be soluble in that solvent. So here we have to use the solvent, that is the water, because only one constituent, that is the sugar, is soluble in the water. So when we add the water in the mixture of sugar and sand, sugar will dissolve into the water, and if we filter that mixture, after the filtration what will happen, above the filter paper sand will remain, but this solution of sugar and water can pass through the filter paper, and by then heating process we can separate the mixture of sugar and water also. So the processes are, first we have to add the sugar and sand, then we have to add the water, only sugar will dissolve, and then we have to filter the solution, sand will remain above the filter paper, and the filtrate that comes below the filter paper, that is the mixture of sugar and water, then we will heat it. After heating we can separate out the sugar. So here we have used the solvent, that is the water. Now if you are given a mixture of sulfur and sand, now the solvent that we are going to use, that is CS2. CS2 means carbon disulfide. Similar things will happen when we add the carbon disulfide into the mixture of sulfur and sand. What will happen? Only sulfur will dissolve, sand will not dissolve. So we can filter it, and then after the evaporation process we can separate out the sulfur powder and sand. So this is the third method by which we can separate the mixtures of two solids. Now second types of mixtures are mixture of solid and liquid, in which one substance is in the solid form and another substance is in liquid form. Then how can we separate that mixtures? So one simple method is the method of filtration. So this filtration method is basically used for separating insoluble substances from the liquid. So when the substances are not soluble in liquid, then we can use the method of filtration. So if you are given the example of, if you are given the mixture of chalk powder and water, chalk powder is not soluble into the water. So if you want to separate the mixture of chalk powder and water, you have to just filter it out. When we filter it, what will happen? The chalk powder remain above the filter paper and water will pass. Then it is called as the filtrate. Second, that is the tea leaves are separated from the tea. When we make the tea at home also, then with the help of that strainer we can filtrate out the tea leaves from the tea. So filtration is basically done for the insoluble substances, means we have one substance solid, one substance liquid, but this solid should not be soluble in the liquid. It should be insoluble in the liquid. For that purpose, we can use the filtration method. Now, second method of separation of solid and liquid, that is centrifugation. Now, why it is called as centrifugation? Because it is done in one machine. That machine is called as the centrifuge. So, this process is called as centrifugation. Now, see, in this method, we can separate the solid and liquid by the method of centrifugation. So, in which particles, suspended particles, can be separated from the liquid. So, in this method, this mixture of solid and liquid is taken in test tube, and that test tubes are taken kept on the centrifuge machine, and that test tubes are rotated very fast with high speed. So, when we rotate all the mixture in the centrifuge machine very fast, what will happen? The particles which are light in weight, these particles remain at the top, and the particles which are heavy, that particles settle at the bottom. So what is the centrifugation? The method in which the method which is used for separating the suspended particles of substance from liquid. In this method, we rotate the mixture very fast with high speed. So after the rotation, what will happen? Heavy particles settle down and light particles remains at the top. So this method is used for separation of these things. See, separation of clay particle and water. We can separate the clay particle and water by the method of filtration also. But that process is slow process. If we want faster separation of clay particles and water, instead of filtration or instead of the settling, we can use the method of the what? Centrifugation. Second one is most important, separation of components of blood. Blood is made up of various types of cells, RBCs, WBCs, platelets, plasma, many things are there. To separate the component of the blood, we can use the centrifugation. And third one, to separate the cream from the milk. Cream and milk, if we compare, cream is light in weight, milk is heavy. So milk remain at the bottom and cream comes up after the process of centrifugation. What we do? Churning. Churning is the simple way of the centrifugation. In churning, what happen? When we churn the yogurt, what happen? Butter comes up and buttermilk settle at the bottom. So buttermilk is heavy and butter is light in weight. So that is nothing but the churning. And churning and centrifugation are similar things, but centrifugation is done in the machine called as the centrifuge. So in which the mixture is rotated very fast with the high speed. Due to that high speed, heavy particles settles down and light particles come at the top. That method is called as the centrifugation.